Good afternoon. Once again, you're welcome to Fliptv News. I am Christian Chiku. Let's take a look at the top headlines. Do not cede Igbo land to Fulanis. Ipob warn royal fathers. Patient dies in Ondo hospital over fuel rationing. In business, Osibanjo joined fake meeting after being discharged from hospital. In business, federal government pays 405 billion naira on CBN loans. Sports, Fury will return to boxing. Anthony Joshua responding. Now to the news in full. The indigenous people of Biafra has warned all traditional rulers and president generals in communities across the southeast not to succumb to the pressure of ceding any land in the region to Fulani herdsmen for any purported agricultural purposes. The group claimed the marauding Fulani herdsmen were not coming for any agricultural business, but rather to occupy the land with their cattle and subsequently invite their terrorist relatives from Sahel to occupy its ancestral lands. These were contained in a statement issued by the IPOB's Media and Publicity Secretary Ima Powerful on Wednesday. In a statement, Powerful said the Southeast people must understand that they will regret any decision to cede any of their ancestral lands to Fulani for any purpose. The statement reads in part, the global movement of IPOB wishes to remind Biafrans to desist from any plan or pressure to either sell or hand over our ancestral lands to any government or Fulani agent for any purported agricultural purposes for anything else. This warning has become very necessary and is mainly for all Igbo traditional rulers, PGs, politicians, real estate agencies, and other political jobbers in the state. Desist from any attempt to secretly allocate community lands to Fulani herdsmen in the name of agricultural investment or any project. Over to Osibanjo. Vice President Yemi Osibanjo is participating in the federal executive meeting virtually following his discharge from Lagos-based Duchess Hospital. The media had reported that Osibanjo underwent a surgical procedure on his femur. Osibanjo's senior special assistant on media, Laolo Akande, said the professor of law had an injury following a game of squash. A statement released by the medical director of the Duchess Hospital, Dr. Adedoyin Dosumo Ogumbi, noted that the procedure was performed by a team comprising of 6 specialist doctors. Tweeting via his Twitter handle on Wednesday, Laolo Akande noted that the vice president joined the Wednesday fake meeting virtually. VP Osibanjo joins Federal Executive Council meeting this morning virtually. President Buhari is presiding, he tweeted. A middle-aged man, Sunday Samuel, has accused the Ondo State Trauma and Surgical Center, Ondo Town, of negligence after his wife died during a surgical operation at the facility. The deceased Fola was reportedly diagnosed with breast cancer. The mother of 4 was thereafter placed on medication for about a month in the hospital ward before she was taken to the theater for surgery on Monday, July the 25th. According to her husband, the operation was disrupted by power surge outage as the medical facility repeatedly switched between electricity and generator. He also lamented that the hospital failed to provide a standby oxygen cylinder before embarking on the surgery, as none was available when they needed it during the operation. Sonny said, my wife had breast cancer and was admitted to the Ondo State Trauma Center where she was stabilized for close to a month. On Monday, July 25th, she was taken from her ward and moved on a wheelchair into the theater room around 10:30 a.m. Shortly after they moved in, power supply went off and they had to call the person in charge of the generator to switch it on. I was even surprised that the man was just pouring fuel into the generator. The power came back 30 minutes later and they switched off the generator. After an hour, the light went off again. That was when we started looking for the man in charge of the generator, but we could not find him, so I had to put on the generator myself. Imagine a big hospital like that. Sunday, a security guard frowned on the decision of the hospital to manage the fuel in the generator at the expense of his wife's life. The federal government Over to business. The federal government paid an interest of 405.93 billion naira from January 2022 to April 2022 on the loans it got from the Central Bank of Nigeria through the Ways and Means advances. This is according to data obtained by the government's medium-term expenditure framework and fiscal strategy paper from 2023 to 2025. Ways and Means advances is a loan facility used by the central bank to finance the government in periods of temporary budget shortfalls subject to limits imposed by the law. However, there was no budgetary allocation for it in the 2022 budget. Previously, the federal government spent 912.57 billion naira in 2020 and 1.12 trillion naira from January to November last year on interest of Ways and Means advances, despite the lack of budgetary allocation for it in the budgets. The CBN said on its website that the federal government's borrowing from it through the Ways and Means advances could have diverse adverse effects on the bank's monetary policy to the detriment of domestic prices and exchange rates. The direct consequence of central banks' financing of deficits are distortions or surges in monetary base, leading to adverse effect on domestic prices and exchange rates. Over to sports. Two-time heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua believes Tyson Fury will make a return to the world of boxing. However, only when a huge fight is presented to him. Joshua is on course to lock horns against Alexander Usyk in their title rematch on August the 20th in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. Joshua was outboxed by the Ukrainian boxer in London last September, relinquishing the WBA Super, IBF, IBO and WBO titles simultaneously at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. With the focus for Joshua now on clinching the belts for the third time in his career, the British boxer reckons that Fury will only return to the ring if a fight with huge financial backing comes around the corner. I feel retirement doesn't mean you have completely given up and you are on the bleach, clicking your toes and drinking a bottle of Corona. I feel he is still ticking over and he will come back if the right fight is presented to him. If Fury will come out and honor the gentleman's agreement, there's a lot of money to be made. I know that money could help a lot of people as well. Fury has enjoyed memorable wins in his recent fights, including a win over Dillian White in front of a record-breaking crowd at the Wembley Stadium. He stopped the Brixton fighter in 6 rounds in front of a crowd of 94,000 fans in attendance. On that note, we've come to the end of the news on Flip. Please remember to like, share and subscribe to our channel. I remain your host, Christian Chuku. Today's bulletin was produced by Odu Black. Bye for now. Thanks for watching.